Whams!
This is Shade.
I'm Bird.
And I'm Trixie, the producer.
Manga.
Yeah.
Have you read manga lately? That's what we do
you
once a
even read
week.
manga? Do you
So,
read?
you see, here's the thing about reading manga. It's so much better than anime. Sorry.
The thing about manga is
There's more feet.
there is, well,
He's doing
No.
a Quentin Tarantino impression, if that's
Yeah,
not evident.
so we read. Oh, actually, you're gonna go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. I gotta say it again immediately afterwards, right? Like, comment, subscribe. But we read The Summer Hikaru Died, and you at the beginning of this said that you thought it was weirder even than Bug Ego.
No, not weirder. Just it's about there. I think.
There.
The thing that this reminds me the most of, and it came to me right before the show. This is heavy. Another? Did you ever watch Another?
No.
Okay. B, did you?
I've seen the first
So
few episodes.
it's very similar. We're in a small town. There's some weird supernatural shit going on, and people die. They're not
they are
dying
killed.
quite in the frequency of Another, in which
People die when they are killed. You haven't read this before?
no.
Then why was your computer background one of the panels from this?
That's me. I did that. I
Oh,
was the one
you've
using
read
that
this
computer.
before.
Oh,
I read
I'm a
this.
cat.
Yes, the I'm a cat is yeah. And the reason I read this is that friend of the show Brody was like obsessed with it back like towards the end of last year. She wouldn't stop talking about it, and so I was like, you know what? Brody's says this manga is lit. I'm gonna go read it. I read about 30 chapters, which I think was about how much was out at the time.
It's 40 now.
And
Yeah, it's like
I
44.
thought it was pretty good. I don't remember much of the specifics of what happens. I more so remember the general tone and how things evolved over the course of the story, but
It's
not
fine.
really.
There's not a lot of specifics they give us. It's kind of just like,
It's
he's
very
a
mysterious.
monster from the mountains.
Speaking of Brody, they just
Brody
commented,
out
I
here.
hate Mr. Beast SMH.
Yeah. Brody is the mother of the Golden Butterflies podcast community. So
Yeah.
shout out Golden Butterflies.
Shout out Golden Butterflies. What would you score this manga based off the 30 chapters?
8.5.
8.5?
Yeah.
So I was thinking like a 7, which I was
Yeah.
at a 5 for a while, and then it kind of like slowly started to move up to a 7.
Interesting.
And then Trixie, could you
I'd
read
probably give it based on my memory of it, like I remember thinking it was like probably a strong 7, light 8. The fact that I don't remember it that well makes me think 7, just because I feel like if it was an 8, I'd remember more details.
It's
But,
interesting. I wouldn't say it's particularly memorable.
Yeah,
Because a lot of it is,
it's kind of mundane.
yeah, there's not.
It's weirdly mundane because
There's a lot going on and there is not a lot
So
going on.
this is a horror romance manga, and it at first feels really spooky and unnerving, and then as it goes, it gets weirdly cozy and kind of becomes more like
Why don't you go
cute.
ahead and just stick your hand inside my abdomen?
Yeah, that was pretty early, but like my issue with it is that it didn't really feel like it went strong enough in any direction. Like it was
Yeah.
like, this is not that romantic in any way, but also it's not that horrific in any way. Like it's, yeah, Hikaru is possessed by like a fucking Lovecraftian other dimensional being that is so like indescribable that like anytime it's shown it's just like a kaleidoscope of weird shit. But
That
it's
is
not
some of my
that-
favorite art I've seen.
It's just not that scary. Like the setup is never
Yeah.
usually that scary. The reactions are never usually that scary, and then it just kind of like anytime there's never been like a full chapter that's just like horrifying or anything like that. It's just like a couple pages, and then it's like, all right, well, we'll go back to the mundane shit. And I was originally at like a 4. I was like, this is really boring. And then I thought about it a little bit, and I was like, okay, well, if you can think of all of this stuff as like allegories, like it's all like symbolism, like
Yeah.
trying to just not being able to grieve someone that has just died, like you're just holding on to them after they've died. It's like, okay, that's pretty deep
Just
to
like
think
Love
about.
Bullet.
Yeah, well, they let go pretty fast.
Yeah, true.
But this is legit. Just the main character can't let go of Hikaru dying, and it's even harder because Hikaru is right there. His body is alive.
Literally
by some
his
fucking
corpse.
Lovecraftian thing.
His best friend's corpse is just hanging out with him,
Yeah.
saying all kinds of weird shit like, stick your hand in my abdomen, feel my insides.
Do you want to feel my insides?
Yeah, that is a literal quote.
And it is pretty gay. Like, I can give it that. The best parts about it for me were the manga. Were like when it was mysterious. I like shit to stay mysterious and unexplained and just kind of like fucking weird, right?
I like when the spooky ghosts
And
show
then-
up.
Yeah, they're really silly. And like Don does that way better. This is something that I think it's just a me thing right there, where it's like whenever things start getting explained a little bit too much, I'm like, okay, now this makes too much sense and it's not as interesting. And
I totally
kinda
get
what
what
it
you
starts-
mean.
yeah, it kind of starts happening like that, where like I said that it got better over time, but also it could have been like a 10 with the fact that it was getting better because the characters were getting more likable and
We get
and
Sunglasses
situations-
Man, who
Yeah,
carries around a hamster, and the hamster has the spirit of a child in it.
yeah, he's cool. We get more characters, more cool characters, and we get more expansion of the side characters altogether. And I was like, this is getting better, but the mystery was getting too solved, where it's like, okay, what is Hikaru? Okay, it's some like fucking god-like being thing. That's
But he's
like,
not even that. He's
Yeah, and
just
then he ends
like a
not
thing.
being the brain snatcher. But so they don't
I think
necessarily
they
know
call
what he
him
is,
an
but they're like-
illegitimate.
Yeah. But they're like, oh well, the village had this like tradition over the years, and like they were cutting off people's heads a long time ago
So-
to appease some god.
so
and
Hikaru's family,
they can give you a wish.
Hikaru's family had an ancestor where this guy lost his wife, and so he went to the mountain and said, "Please bring me my wife back. I'll give you whatever you want." And then
Yeah.
he gave him a head, and so
Yeah,
then
so it was monkey's paw.
yeah, that head, his wife came back, but it was only her head. And so then, for whatever reason, Hikaru's family continued giving them heads, and these heads would just mysteriously disappear.
Yeah.
But it's not like, what are they, the brain-eating monster or whatever. It's not that. That's not a thing. Hikaru is that entity, but he doesn't eat people's brains.
Yeah.
The heads are disappearing, though, and they don't really know why. Aside from, there's a hole.
Yeah, no. Once they started explaining all the rituals and stuff like that, I was just like, okay, I'm way less interested in the like, what do they call them? The impures, the
Impures,
impurities.
illegitimates, whatever the hell they're called.
Yeah. And I just kind of wanted like whatever is going on with the relationship between the main character and Hikaru to be expanded on a bit more, but like they almost just kind of dropped that as an idea. Like oh, like he was kind of blushing and kind of into it, and it was like, oh, sticking my hand inside of you feels nice and warm and comfy, and then at some point he was like, I'm just not really about all that anymore.
Well,
And
but
it
they
was
still
like,
are, because like Hikaru threatens to go back up to the mountain, and main character says, "No, I'd miss you too much. Don't do
Yeah.
that."
but
I don't
then
even
but
think
then
of
it
you as
feels more
Hikaru
platonic
anymore.
rather than romantic.
Fair, yeah. Well, and for what it's worth, Hikaru is not a teenage boy. He's a strange being that might be hard to go further than that with it.
I don't know. It seems like when you fucking stick your hand in his chest, he feels nice. So it's like, hey.
It's interesting
But
to hear y'all
what
talk
are-
about this because you're talking a lot about like the mechanics of the story and stuff, and this is definitely more of an emotionally driven manga. Like it's more about the depth of how the emotions are portrayed and the fact that it is kind of like complicated, that the main guy he was in love with Hikaru. Hikaru dies, becomes someone new. The new person is explicitly falling in love with him, but he's like, you're not the one I loved, though. I loved Hikaru, and you're not the same. And so it's like he's got this weird feeling of this thing that looks like the person I wanted to be in love with me is in love with me, but doesn't act like him. And so it's this like, really complicated feeling it creates in him. But as it goes on, they start developing bonds, and he feels almost like a sense of responsibility towards this thing. And so they do kind of start falling in love, but then there's the complication of, oh no, now am I betraying my feelings for original Hikaru by being in love with this thing? And you got all these complicated emotions going on. But like you said, I do think in the beginning, more of the mystery is like, what is Hikaru? Is he good or evil? And then you come to a point where it's hard to think of him as evil. You're like, he just seems like a nice guy, whatever he is. He's just in love with this guy, and he's really nice.
Even Hikaru says like, yeah, I'm probably gonna kill someone again, but I'm gonna try not to. He's got a completely different biology and physiology. He doesn't really get hungry or need to sleep, but he loves eating souls. He just wants to eat souls. That's his favorite thing to do is eat souls.
He likes to eat ice pops.
Well, yes, but that's just for taste. He doesn't have like a desire to. But his favorite thing is souls.
Souls.
Yeah, the impure souls are fine, but
Ashen
real
One,
souls?
Bring me more souls. When are you gonna play Dark Souls
I have played Dark Souls.
on stream?
Oh, I don't know. We recorded a whole playthrough of Dark Souls 3 once.
Yeah.
Well, what would you say is your favorite character in this?
I think her name is Asako, the girl who can hear spirits but not see them. That or the middle-aged woman who is like the best medium ever.
Yeah, she's just like, actually, I'm just a housewife. They're just like, well, now
Or
you're just doing some
Sunglass
crazy
Man.
shit.
Sunglasses Man is pretty
This
sweet.
is the part where I feel disappointed because I'm like, I don't remember literally any of these characters. Like, I remember the two main boys. I remember how their relationship evolves. I cannot remember a single other character. I know it's like they start teaming up with people against, like, there seems to be like a shadowy organization that's probably the real bad
business.
guy.
The company.
Yeah, the company. That's like,
That's who Sunglasses works for, but Sunglasses
We
hates
clearly
the
read
company.
different scantrons, but
We always do. We always do this.
because he reads the official one and
No,
you read a. Oh,
I read
okay.
I read one where every single time I clicked the next chapter, it gave me 3 new ads.
Oh
I don't
boy,
have that problem.
you got to use Brave browser. Blocks all
True.
that shit.
Doesn't always.
Brave browser, go ahead and sponsor us.
I would
Yeah,
love a Brave browser sponsorship, actually. They might do that. So Brave browser, if you're out there, you know
I
what?
wasn't
Let me
using
get in
my
contact
computer,
with
though.
them.
Do they have a phone browser?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have it on my phone. That's how I read manga every single week. I go to Brave, I type in manga title, free.
Brave's native ad and tracker blockers are very powerful, and they're updated all the time.
Almost as powerful as Hikaru's ability to cleanse the impure.
Yeah, because he kind of just like sucks them up into his nose.
No, I don't think. I think he just sucks them into his chest, and like occasionally they're super powerful, so his nose bleeds or his eye bleeds or something. It's
I
nebulous.
interpreted that as him like snorting them.
That would be.
He just
Let me just get a bump of soul real quick.
that soul was nice.
I'm surprised you haven't mentioned how like amazing the paneling is in this manga.
I didn't think it was that amazing.
I thought it was like
There
I
was
remember
like a couple cool ones.
what stuck out to me about this manga mostly was like the way it would present emotional scenes where like the whole page kind of transforms into the emotion of the character, and
I
there's just
didn't
like
get that
lots
feeling.
of badass
They
moments like
picked
that.
cicadas really well.
Yeah, there's just a lot of like fucking cicadas going squeeze, 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 squeeze down the
It's
page.
interesting because I feel
The
like
ghosts.
like from what I've seen of like Hat Atelier, I understand like why the paneling of that is so cool is that it makes you feel more immersed in the world.
Yeah.
In this, I felt way more immersed in the emotions. Like I felt like the manga did a great job of making me understand exactly how a character's feeling in like an overwhelming way, and it does
Maybe
a
I
great
just-
job at overwhelming emotion.
Maybe I just did not connect with the emotions that they were
I
trying
guess
to
not.
portray for me. 'Cause, like, I was just like reading it and I was going, whatever.
I
This
remember
is
having a
kinda
lot of
flat."
page turns and being like, "Oh shit," you know, like that's a cool portrayal of that emotion.
Didn't get much of that either.
Interesting.
And maybe we're just,
Emotionally stunted.
what if we're just broken? Like,
Just like Hikaru.
yeah.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
It definitely feels like you wanted this to be more of a mystery and less of a romance.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be more of a romance. It didn't
Okay.
feel like much of a romance.
I think
to
I
me.
wanted it to be more of both.
Yeah.
It
And less
doesn't
of a
really
slice of
feel
life,
like-
chilled out.
Yeah,
like,
it
kinda,
doesn't really go too hard on either way there.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just like, oh, we're gonna go to the beach, and then Sunglass Man shows up and fucking cuts.
Like I said, it
Hikaru's head
starts off feeling
Well, that-
really
that was
That was
tense.
before I
scenes,
know,
yeah.
but
It starts off feeling really tense and just gets less and less tense, which is a weird way for a story like this to go. You
Yeah,
are
it should
not
be the
expecting
opposite.
a tension decrease. You're not expecting it to get cozier and like more just it feels like almost like the author loves the characters too much to put them through anything really like
Yeah.
like the
I
author
was
just
really,
wants
like-
to have fun with these boys and not really like keep torturing them.
Yeah, when Hikaru kills the old lady,
yeah.
I was like, oh shit, that's some fucking stakes.
I thought that was gonna be more of something than
Yeah,
it
I thought he
was.
was gonna start killing more people. Like it was gonna be like, oh, people are like figuring out who he is, and he's like, oh, I gotta kill these people. And then nope, it was just the one.
And then
Like, he just kills
main
the old
character
lady.
goes, "Hey, you gotta stop killing people. That's
He's
not
like,
a
don't,
good thing.
Don't
actually.
kill the people.
Mm-mm-mm.
And then of course almost kills Asaka, but like he doesn't. He
'Cause she's
fucking smacks her in
rad.
the ear. And it's like, oh, the stakes. But I was just like, dude, I was really
a
expecting it to be.
steak."
I could go for a steak right now.
I already had one.
What would you say is your favorite moment though?
Oh man,
I'm a cat. I'm a cat. I'm a cat. I'm a
was
cat.
pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what that scene
It was
is.
Asaka is
She
like
hears a cat ghost,
yeah.
but
Okay.
then it's not a cat ghost. It's a regular ghost pretending to be a cat ghost.
Okay.
And so she opens the door and I'm a cat. I'm a cat. I'm a cat.
That's it.
I love that
Pretty
page.
much. And then the other guy shows up and he's like, "Oh, you can hear him."
Yeah. Any moment with
I
sunglasses
think that was
guy
literally
was-
the 30th
Yeah.
chapter was when that happens.
Any moment
then
with
he-
sunglasses guy is my favorite because he's just funny. He hates the company he works for. He's
Yeah.
functionally blind without the sunglasses. He's got a hamster with the soul of a child in it that can detect
Yeah.
ghosts.
Isn't even a child anymore. It's 20 years old.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Well, this has been edifying to me in terms of what kind of manga I probably shouldn't recommend you. Not even that either of you didn't like it per se, but it just I don't feel
I thought it
like
was
you're the
interesting.
right audience for this
I
manga.
definitely didn't love it.
Yeah.
I'd watch the anime and see if
The
that's
anime is
any
cool.
better.
It's well made. I only saw the first episode, but it does interesting stuff with incorporating the paneling of the manga into the show.
I'm trying to see our main character dick down Hikaru in his eldritch form.
Yeah, I'm trying to see like some fucking crazy vor action between Hikaru and what was his name?
Is that what
Yoshiki?
would have made it a
Something
10?
like that. Yeah. Yoshiki.
Yeah, like just a straight up like a whole chapter of like weird alien sex probably would have made it like a 10. Nah, probably like I think a 10 would have just been like if it leaned more into any of those directions, like I was saying. Like
Yeah.
Any
If
of
it
the
was-
directions they're taking
if there
at
was
all.
more horrifying shit, or if there was more like it felt like their relationship developed in a way where it was like I guess more obvious to me because I'm fucking dense.
Well, they're just, they're just teenage boys. They don't know if they're in love with each other yet. There is one point where main character goes, he's not like talking about a noble's son or something. Oh, he's not sick. He's gay. And Hikaru
Yeah.
goes, are you talking about the ELLEGEEBEETEETEE?
I read that as LGBT.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. They all have country fucking accents in this manga.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's really,
yeah.
really funny.
Are you talking about the LGBT?
The way Japan writes country accents always infuriates me. It's just I can read
Is
it
Japan writing that?
You mean how the
or however
translators
do it,
it.
whatever.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad. But it's always a little off. Like I get what they're trying
Yeah.
to do. I can read it in a hick accent. Just doesn't
It's
seem
almost
exactly what
certainly
they're going
like
for.
some Californian
Trying
trying to
to-
write
yeah.
an English hick accent.
This is what they sound like in Texas, right? Haha.
Just throw a y'all in
I mean,
there
they should
every now
sound
and
they
then.
should sound like Appalachians. Like that should be the accent they're going for.
What does an Appalachian sound like?
You and I.
You guys don't
I'm
sound like
not
Appalachians.
y'all come back now. You hear? Like,
Yes, Mima.
yeah,
Okay, yeah, like,
our
okay,
grandma
like our
is what
grandma.
an Appalachian. She's literally from the foothills of the Appalachians. So
Yeah, there you go. I can imagine that. Which that is kind of what I read it as sometimes. It's like, how would Mima say this?
well, I can't believe that you'd use me as an example of an Appalachian accent.
Yeah, there you go. That's exactly why.
All right.
Yeah, what are we reading next week?
Next week is one that I think you'll both be a lot more eager to read. One that maybe you've been hoping to read or already have read some of. And I found out it's only got 36 chapters right now. Jojolands!
Oh, hell yeah.
Wait, do
This
pose
is
with me.
the
Do pose with me.
Hawaiian one, right? I'm
Do
pretty
pose with
sure
me.
this is the one that
I thought you had read some of it.
Wait,
I think I'm
Jojolands?
pretty caught up on
I
it.
thought Jojolands was part 8.
Jojolands is the new one.
It's part
Jojolands
9?
is current JoJo.
Hang on. I need to see if this is the one I think it is.
I actually totally forgot. So it was actually explained that Hikaru is a lost or a lost child, which Berserk kind of explains what a lost child is, and this also kind of explains what a lost child. You know, the Lost Children arc about
Yeah.
like you have like the kid that has the wish, and then the fairies show up because they're gonna grant the wish, and like the wish is to make a paradise. But then she finds out that the paradise is that these fairies are all like killing each other in this weird fucking like battle, and all the fairies are kids that wished for a paradise that like turn into these fairies. That's essentially what Hikaru is doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
The monkey chain.
I'm
The monkey's fist.
I'm just like really
the monkey.
I'm like distraught over here that I mentioned to JoJo and you didn't immediately start doing a
Do you know that one of the main characters in Jojoland's name is a drag trans type person, and their name is Dragona?
Oh my god. That's hilarious.
I have read
I don't want to hear
a
shit about
fair
Oda.
amount of this already. I'm pretty excited for it because it's weird. It's fun.